and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy this video. Well, hello everybody, and what I would like to do today is to show you the Piranesi book, L'Antica de Romana, and I'm going to react to it. I haven't seen it before, so this is going to be very interesting. This is the whole book. Ancient megalithic masonry and monuments in Rome underneath the city. Just unbelievable. So we're going to look at it and we're going to react to it. So I'll just zoom in a bit and then we will begin opening up this ancient book by Piranesi. And so exciting. L'Antica Romana. Right, okay, that's one of his fanciful pictures. There we go again. And this is the book I got that picture of that Theatre of Marcellus from. So we're going to have a look. And that is weird, but so let's get to it. So there is something that looks like Atlantis. What's going on there? I'm not sure. It's a river. This Oh, it's a flip out. Let's look at that. Okay. So, this is absolutely incredible because here we have some kind of... What is that? That is a bizarre Lego-like monument. Just perfectly cut blocks. You see that? So this is Piranesi's opinion of what the nubs are for. Very interesting. A rope and a couple hooks, special knot, tie them together, lower, raise. Just incredible. Woo! Just incredible. Another huge fold out. So what do we have here? It looks like some catacombs, some tunnels. There is lots of writing here. Now, I'm going to give you the link so you can check it out yourself. But, okay, so it seems he gives structural details at the top. So let's zoom in here, shall we? And we see this is some, it looks like it's something for cutting, I would say it's something for cutting wood or holding the saw in place or something. I'm not quite sure. Here we see platforms that look like looks like a pyramid or something. And this book, I got to tell you, is unbelievable. Here we see something that looks like what's happening at Giza with the dark stones on top of the light stones. Over here we see the nubs and the knobs. I mean the other version of the inverse, the Lego blocks, and this is all like ancient Rome. Just incredible. Here we see probably the Theatre of Marcellus. Quite basically, it's pyramid-like. It's got those Lego stones that I showed in the last video, and then it's got those polders which are driven into the ground or whatever they are. Whatever they are. This is this book. I think it's going to get more bizarre. Let's check it further. My goodness, that is I believe the Theatre of Marcellus again, or something else. Just incredible. Huh. Looks like nubs. The Irish made something like this. They put faces on it. Very interesting. What the heck is this? I can't read it. There's cannonballs in there. It's an old megalithic doorway. It's got weird keystones up here. It's got a guard standing there. It's got... My goodness, I don't know. Here we see... I don't know what. And it is essentially a polygonal structure inside a pyramid. Is that a foundation stone of something for a bridge, possibly? Look at this polygonal architecture. You see, the Romans supposedly did it according to Piranesi, but it's it's polygonal down here, but not up there. It looks like Piranesi was of the opinion that the Romans did the whole lot, and they simply used polygonal architecture down the bottom in order to secure the foundaments of the buildings. If we look over here at this picture, I mean, damn, you see all this polygonal stuff. It's just crazy. It's unbelievable. This guy was a master drawer, a master craftsman of his architectural art. Like, you don't see this. You look up Piranesi on Wikipedia, you see those endless staircases, but you don't see this at all. You never see this. Never. And I don't know what to make of half of this. These are probably those pyramid-like things, I believe, yeah, holding up the bridge. Fascinating, fascinating. Is he drawing Romans or Italians? Who can say? Who can say? What the hell is that? That looks like one of the... You know what? That looks like a star fortress or something almost. The writing is just so bad. In this copy, it is just... I just cannot... It's not readable, but... judge for yourself. I am just showing you. I am just the messenger, the reporter, to show you this great book. Here we go. There's a bit of hieroglyph there, but the two fishes is not Egyptian hieroglyph. It looks like the Romans did a bit of fake Egyptian. I would say the Romans did some fake Egyptian hieroglyphs there. Could be a temple of one of the Egyptian gods that was in Rome, and the Romans fancied themselves Egyptians for a weekend as a bit of fun. Let's continue. It's just incredible. So, and this is all ancient Rome. This isn't stuff he made up. This is stuff he wanted to record what was in Rome. Now, that's what makes it so interesting. So here we see Asclepius, the medicine god, and he's there, but he's been covered up by this stone here. And oh boy, this is interesting. But finally a Roman construction, Roman bricks, flat Roman bricks. Everything else, God knows what it is. It looks Etruscan. I reckon that's Etruscan. Just fascinating. Turn the page. Oh, so here we see a bridge in Rome, and here we see for some reason there are just a bunch of blocks which just don't seem to belong. They're just sitting there. It looks like the Romans or someone might have taken advantage of these blocks to build a bridge across, basically. Wow. Fascinating. There's so many megalithic remains here. Just incredible, just incredible. So the different archways. And now we see... Again, he's fascinated by... Although he's an architect... You can see he's trying to think like an engineer. They say architecture is like engineers who hate maths, but he's thinking like an engineer. He's saying these stones need to be here, but it's also beauty for him because he's an artist. But he's drawn how this all fits together like that, and he's assuming this is all ancient Rome, and it fits together in this polygonal manner to provide stability. So. Piranesi knew a huge amount about polygonal. Just amazing, just amazing. Let's turn the page. Again, this stuff bamboozles us because we think of the Roman buildings as somewhat simplistic, but this is quite incredible. And what an incredible book this is. Again, with the bridges, he keeps at it, doesn't he? He doesn't want to let up. He's saying polygonal all the way down. I mean, did he dive down here? What's going on? I don't know. Fascinating. He was obviously a very fascinating man. Here we see another old Roman. He's fascinated with the bridge. Let's hope we can move on to other matters. Yeah, again, the structural integrity he is emphasizing is caused by the polygonal rocks. Whew. And they're so intricate and artistic. You know, a book like this is just unbelievable. You don't find books like this these days. They're quite different. What is that? Those are rocks maybe found like that in the ground. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Someone said I wasn't showing the pictures for long enough. Feel free to use the pause button to that person. Or check the link. Now, we saw that in the previous video. That is the Theatre of Marcellus. So we're at the Theatre of Marcellus at the moment. Teatro Marcelli. Nothing there. Oh, beautiful. And we've seen this in the previous video, Theatre of Marcellus. Again, that could be also the Theatre of Marcellus. And you look at these joins. So here we have the kind of joins that might have been filled in with metal. And you see these joins all over the world, as we're finding out, looking at Facebook groups. We're probably all seeing these pictures. Just fascinating stuff. And these fellas here are spying up all this ideal. It's almost like this guy's another Newton, all this optics. This guy was a true polymath, just a Piranesi. I take my hat off to you, Piranesi, literally. So there we go. So, okay, be quiet, phone. So there we go. Just fascinating. And look over here. My goodness. We saw that in the previous video. What do you guys make of this fascinating book? It just goes on and on and on. We see polygonal block. Those are the Lego blocks I pointed out. There is no let up. And that is the Theatre of Marcellus, as we saw, those weird stones. And we continue, and it goes on and on and on. Just unbelievable. This book is, people, do you see this book is absolutely amazing. Just fascinating. You see all this stuff that we never even associate with the Romans. The way they built things. What jumps out at me is this was all built to resist earthquakes somehow. Look, it's even underneath a Roman temple. What's underneath a Roman temple? Let's have a look. You got the polders once again. You've got the Lego blocks which fit into each other. Then you'd have a bit of Roman stuff, bit of the polygonal. You got the arches to hold it up. Damn, these guys were on another level. Geniuses. We don't build like this today. We can't be bothered. These guys built forever to stop earthquakes, to stop all sorts of bad things from happening to the civilization. Just amazing. So he shows how the temples are built, how they're rigidly built. That's interesting there. What's that? So that is essentially the blocks are, what is that, slates or something? I don't know. That's incredible. Some capitals. He's an architect. He's interested in the capitals. We in the ancient mysteries kind of know about that. We're a bit less interested in the capitals. So we're going to continue scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. So here are what look like, this looks like a polygonal wall in Greece. And it's made up of, but this is used here in an arch. That's interesting. So now we know that is a pre-Roman technique. So he thinks it's Roman, but we know it's pre-Roman because this figures in Greek walls from the Cyclopean era. The Cyclops had one eye, a bit like a laser gun, and he was a giant. So he was kind of like symbolic of those people back then who built it using some one-eyed device, possibly the Shamir of Solomon. Yeah, fascinating. And it goes on and on and on. Oh, look at this beautiful set of rocks down. Oh, look at that. It's just a symmetrical polygonality underneath this temple. I wonder how he knows about all these blocks. Did he do some digging? Were there architects around in his time? Just absolutely fascinating, guys. Just absolutely incredible. Just absolutely incredible. Absolutely, without a doubt, incredible. That looks like the Colosseum. And we know there's rooms underneath. That could be the ground floor, and there's rooms underneath. They used to raise up things through the floor. They could even sink ships in the Colosseum. They could do anything they wanted. The Romans were quite incredible people, but of course they declined like hell. Fascinating polygonal rocks. They're just fascinating. Again, just absolutely incredible. Just absolutely amazing. That is the end of that book. Now I just want to show you something quickly. I've finished an article on Kipu. I was saying the Kipu is essentially, put my hat back on because Piranesi is gone. The Kipu is essentially the Irish Ogham, as I pointed out a few videos ago. So I've made a couple articles you can look at. This is what I've just uploaded, Deciphering Kipu, this PDF, the Transatlantic Solution. And basically in this page, this article, I am saying that the Irish Ogham must have been a string language. And the reason I know that is there's too much carving for what they're carving. One word takes up all this stone carving. It doesn't make any sense. It must have been a string language. So I've made this article today. I'm saying that these were in Ireland were replaced with these. That must have been part of St. Patrick's political and religious revolution, which occurred in the Dark Ages, in which they got rid of all the snakes from Ireland, also the snake monuments. We don't see any snake mounds in Ireland at all. They were disposed of. I'm comparing Machu Picchu to the Irish houses. I'm saying it was an Irish. It's an Irish mountain monastery. Monks built monasteries in the mountains everywhere. The Irish did that all over Europe. They built monasteries all over Europe in the mountains. Why not in the New World? I mean, you just have to sail your boat in a different direction, basically. And I'm saying that the Kipu is essentially here. I'm explaining how it works. Knots going in different directions. That's a diphthong where strings cross over. Vowels are horizontal. I'm deciphering kind of the Kipu. But as I say here, don't ask me to translate it just yet. And that is that article. So you can check out my articles on my page. I just put them there. And I wish you a very fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed that amazing book, The Antiquity of Romano by Piranesi. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.